Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, you have a lot of catching up to do, but if you're an OG, welcome. So today's video is going to be all about how to fund your studies in the United States as an international student. I know a lot of you have been asking me a lot of questions about the various options you have. In this video, I'll be breaking down realistic ways that you can actually sponsor yourself to study in the United States. You don't need a sponsor. You don't need to have rich parents. I mean, there are various options from scholarships, affordable schools, even loans. They are available to international students. So keep watching this video and let's dive right into it. Alright guys, so when I started my journey, most of the schools in which I tried to apply for, the tuition was so much, they were above 60,000 US. And I was wondering, how was I going to be able to sponsor myself, because there were not many available opportunities for me. I could not raise such amount of money even in this lifetime or in the next lifetime. But yeah, there are various options for you, so I'm going to be breaking that down in detail. These options are going to help you not just to cover your tuition, but they're also going to help to cover your living expenses as well. I figured another reason why your visas are not getting approved, many people usually have deficits. Probably they have a scholarship and they have deficits, and they can't convince the visa officer that they are able to sponsor themselves or they're able to cover these deficits. Now, that is a huge red flag, because they don't want you to owe, they don't want they don't want you to be a liability. So you need to have everything covered. You need to know that everything is covered during your stay here, so you don't have any problems, especially with immigration. So let's start with the big one. We're going to talk about scholarships. Yeah, international students can get scholarships. I know this is very popular. Everyone is like, you need to get a scholarship to study abroad. There are so many options available. As long as you put yourself out there, apply, and just know where to look. So the first thing you need to do is, whatever school you're applying, you can check on their website, confirm if they actually offer scholarships to their students or offer scholarships to the particular course you're taking. Or you could just send an email to the financial aid department of the school asking them if there are any scholarship options available. Sometimes they get back to you with links of, different scholarship options to apply and all of that. So that's a huge one. Some schools offer merit-based scholarships, while others you actually have to apply after you get the admission. So it goes both ways. If you don't have any options from your school, probably your school doesn't offer any scholarships. Like my school is a private university, they don't have any scholarship options available. Another option you can do is to look outside. Now, there are various options on the web. All you need to do is just go to Google and type scholarships for international students to study in the US, scholarship for international students to study in the UK, wherever country you are. Just go to Google and type. Some useful links I use to check are fastweb.com, scholarships.com, IFA.org. All of these, if you're able to go through these, take your time, look for scholarship opportunities available and what's available to your country, to your course. I think you would definitely come up with something. Another thing is, some of these scholarships are very, very, very competitive. Some you even have to write like an essay, and then usually they have like deadlines, so you have to actually be on your feet to be able to make it and get these scholarships. So on the back side, just make sure you have good grades from your previous degree. Write a strong story, or your personal background story has to be really strong, especially when you're writing these essays, and fingers crossed they will consider you and grant you a scholarship. Now, no matter the amount, I'm telling you, a little can go a very long way. A $2,000 grant, $4,000, it can go a very long way in a semester or in a year, just to take you somewhere, and then you keep looking for other options. So that's one. Next is graduate assistantships. So if you're applying for a master's program or a PhD, your best bet is to get a graduate assistantship. Now, these are paid roles where you can work as a research assistant, teaching assistant, admin support, where you work in a department, and in return, they can either waive your tuition or give you some sort of stipend. This is actually the number one way in which many students survive in the US. So all you need to do is, once you get an admission, ask the university or ask your department if there are any graduate assistantship opportunities available, and if there are, try to apply and kind of apply early, see what you can get out of that. So basically, if you have a scholarship and you have a graduate assistantship, join these two together, you are almost covered. So next we're going to talk about on-campus jobs. I know you're not going to have access to this until you get to the United States. Once you get here, as an F1 student, you're legally allowed to work about 20 hours in a week. So you can get a job on campus, not off campus. You can work outside the school, so you can get a job on campus, any job. The pay, it cannot actually cover your tuition, but I feel it can cover like the little things like groceries, your phone bill, laundry, buy you books and stationery. Yeah. So once you come in, start applying early so you can start earning as soon as possible. Now, another point I wanted to mention is applying to affordable schools. I know you want to get into Johns Hopkins, the top universities, but if you cannot afford it, a lot of students are actually in debt. So as an international student, it's going to be really difficult for you if you're going to get admission to university in which you cannot afford. You basically drop out half of the way. So when you're looking for admissions, start with affordable schools. Always check the tuition and how much you're going to be paying per semester, both the tuition and living expenses, to see what's available. And another option is to actually check for community colleges. These ones are like quite cheaper than universities. Their tuition is like $3,000 to $8,000 per year. So a tip is you can actually do, like, if it's a 4-year program, you can actually do like 2 years in the community college, then transfer to university. And then complete your degree. It's the same degree, but less debt. Be smart. Now let's talk loans. I know we've been dying to get to this topic, but I usually don't advise people to go for student loans except it's really, really, really necessary, and if you have no other option. Okay? So there are actually some lenders and companies that actually loan money to international students to study in the US. Some of these companies include Empower, Prodigy, Stilt. These companies actually look at your future earning potential, and they have a lot of terms. Their interest rates are kind of high. Always read their terms and conditions very carefully before you sign any documents. Loans are a really big commitment, so you need to be really, really careful. Before you apply, you can actually check on these websites if these loan companies actually sponsor people to go to that school you want to apply. Or if you already have an admission, you can check on the company's website to see if they support that school. I'll basically be dropping some links in the description box so you can check it out. Next is the CPT and OPT options for paid internships. I'm not going to dive right into these because you actually have to get here, understand the system. You have to be enrolled as a full-time student. You actually have to have stayed here for more than a year before you're eligible to any of these options. So basically, once you get here, after about a year, you'll be able to get paid internship opportunities. All you need to do is to speak to your academic advisor, let them give you tips. That's real money, real experience, so it's actually a good deal. So next is side hustles. I know a lot of you guys see when people like leave the country or come to the US, Canada, UK, everyone starts vlogging, everyone opens a YouTube channel. I know it can be, like that, but usually there might be some restrictions to, getting paid by a company in the US, and this is actually not allowed. Okay, the best thing, once you get here, always follow the rules so you can maintain your status and ask questions, speak to your school authorities to see what you can do, and good luck. Now, a lot of these scholarship and funding options are on a first come first serve basis, and they actually fill up so fast. So good thing is you've heard about this, so start applying early. Be that student that always asks questions, always reach out to the financial aid office. It will actually save you a lot. Yeah, so studying in the US is actually really, really expensive, but it's not impossible. Okay? Try to be strategic, plan early, explore every option that I've dropped here today, and I wish you the best of luck. So if you found this video helpful, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and drop your comments down in the comment section, and I'll see you in my next video, guys. Bye.